Don't miss Monday's First Take when the one and only Earvin Magic Johnson joins us in studio.
It's the right thing to do, right move to make.
Magic Johnson quit.
Quit and do it without telling Jeannie Buss.
Where do the purple and gold go from here?
What I didn't like is the backstabbing and the whispering. I don't like that.
Find out why he left the Lakers and what LeBron needs to bring a title back to Staples.
It was just weird for him to just be like, nah, I'm out of here.
So don't miss our exclusive with Earvin Magic Johnson, Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern, only on First Take.
All that crap, but I saw it before him. Both the Lakers and 76ers have decided on who will coach their teams next season, but both teams still have many questions to answer this summer. NBA insider for NBC Sports Tom Haberstroh offered up an interesting trade between the teams. He suggested the 76ers trade Ben Simmons to the Lakers for LeBron James. Yes, sir. The trade would make the 76ers an immediate championship contender, and the Lakers would have a 22-year-old star they can build around for the long term. Paging Stephen A., would this trade be a good or bad idea for the NBA?
I'd actually love it. Now, I want to be the first to say this.
What?
LeBron's camp and others close to him have made it incredibly clear, meaning NBA players close to him, you figure out who they are, have made it incredibly clear he ain't going nowhere. He signed a 4-year deal with the Lakers for a reason, a 3rd year with an option for a 4th. He could have easily signed a 2-year deal with a 1-year opt. After 1 year, Max signed another 2-year deal with an opt-out after 1 year. He did not do that. LeBron James went to L.A. for more than just basketball. He's on a mission to accomplish things outside of basketball, and that's what the hell he's there to do. So this is not going to happen. He makes too much money for the Lakers. They're not Ballmer, worth billions. And by all intent and purposes, it makes no sense to even think that LeBron is going anywhere. These trade rumors need to stop. Even though there's people in Hollywood and Jeannie Buss is there telling her to do it, I'm told they need to stop. Having said all of that, to answer this question again, would a LeBron Simmons trade be good or bad for the NBA? Here's why I will tell you it's good. It's great for television. You know why? Because since LeBron James departed from Cleveland, you ain't getting any ratings on the East Coast until the postseason time. I mean, you just forgot about games earlier on, and it affected the overall watching eye of the NBA during the regular season, at least to some degree. LeBron James' absence was definitely felt. Philadelphia, let me be very clear, and you will almost never hear any New Yorker say this. I am a native New Yorker. I will always consider Philadelphia my second home. It is a phenomenal sports town. They good or bad, they are never apathetic or indifferent, ever. They are big on their teams, especially the Eagles, of course, but they are big on their teams. And when you talk about a rabid fan base, particularly when you are a championship contender, I would love LeBron in Philadelphia. I think that would be great for the league. I think it would be great for him to be back in the championship picture where he legitimately have a shot to get back to the NBA Finals, because at this particular moment in time, he does not. But again, it's fool's gold. And as far as Simmons in L.A., his ability to push the ball forward, he's basically a better version of Lonzo Ball in essence, And I would love to see him in L.A. That would be great. I don't know about him being in L.A. with the Kardashians, all that stuff. I don't know how that would work out for him. But outside of that, I would love to see it. It will never happen.
It would be bad for the NBA.
Okay.
And look, I'm with you about the Sixers. It'd be amazing for the Sixers. The Sixers would be such a hot ticket that people who are now Knicks fans who are like, I can't do this anymore. If the Knicks don't win in free agency.
They go down 95.
You know how much New York money would be pouring into Philadelphia?
That's true.
All the New York Wall Street money, everything be pouring into Philly. Yeah. Everyone would be down there. On the what's it called? The train that gets down there in an hour 10, Stephen A.
The Acela?
In the Acela.
The Acela. Hour and 10 minutes.
People be down there in an hour 10. People be in Philly out of New York all the time. I get that. But just like you said, you always consider Philly your second home. You're a native New Yorker. I'm a native New Yorker. I always consider L.A. my second home. I was there for 6 years. But that's not why I say this. The Lakers need to be relevant. They need to be relevant. LeBron James is practically maybe the only guy that can keep that team relevant in spite of the dysfunction. If you send him to Philly, fine, you get a champion in Philly probably, right? What does that do for the NBA, really? Great for Philly. But did that actually elevate the NBA at the expense of the LA market, at least the Lakers? the number one brand? Because Ben Simmons goes there, you have a totally dysfunctional situation. I think Jason Kidd would be a good developmental coach for Ben Simmons, but that's not what would be happening. It'd be Frank Vogel coaching up the defense for a year before he gets fired and Kidd takes his job. Then Kidd would have to start developing Simmons. And by the way, they'd have to figure out what to do with Lonzo Ball because it's a bit redundant, right? And then maybe move him, whatever it is. And then a year or two after the Kidd starts developing him good, but there's a culture of paranoia and backstabbing there, then Kidd's going to get the boot as he tries to send everyone over every screen. Then 2 or 3 years down the line, now Simmons is 25, 26. The Lakers haven't been relevant for a couple years. Now they got to bring in yet another coach. By then, Simmons is going to want to be out of there. That would be a disaster for the Lakers and the league, and it would bring the league down in spite of the fact that it would be excellent for Philly.
How's the league been doing the last 5-6 years?
Good.
Have we not talked about how outside of the NFL, the NBA is the place to be?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he actually argued it was MLB on TV. If you don't remember.
No, I didn't say that. I said
but,
MLB is the economy is the second biggest, which is a fact.
Yes, a fact. That is a fact. But here's the deal. Did you know that the NBA was doing all of this while the Lakers have spent the last 5 years missing the playoffs? It's now at 6, but at the time it was at 5. My point to you is this. When we talk about what the league needs as it pertains to the Lakers, they haven't had in the last 5 years.
Would it have been better or worse if the Lakers were big?
It always would be a little bit better.
That's what I'm saying.
But wait a minute. What I'm saying to you is that it wouldn't be worse because LeBron is gone.
Yes, it would.
No. What I'm saying to you is because they didn't make the postseason now. Now, had they made the postseason, and you're talking about the momentum shifting in an upward manner, that would be different. But the Lakers itself.
Let me disprove this quickly. I can't believe this. I understand what you mean. Maybe it was hyperbolic for me to say it would be a disaster because the league is going to be fine, right? The league's going to be fine either way. But in terms of what the possible outcomes, we talk about the Lakers on this show every day still.
Well, we actually talk about, well, right now.
Because of LeBron.
We actually talk about LeBron no matter where he goes.
Right.
We talk about Cleveland. But we also we only talked about the Lakers because Magic resigned.
It's an excuse for us to talk about LeBron James.
Hold on.
If LeBron James ain't there, we're not talking about it.
Wait a minute. Then but what I'm saying to you is LeBron is mobile.
Right.
So in other words, whether LeBron's in Cleveland, Miami, LA, Philadelphia, we're going to talk about LeBron.
Fine.
All right. So LeBron's not the issue. But we're talking about the Lakers because Magic resigned.
Do you want to alienate 10 million market of 10 million, which by the way has the strongest worldwide brand? Or do you want to elevate it?
No. You don't alienate. You'll never alienate the Lakers fan base. You know why? Because if they ain't happy, they miserable. Either way, you're talking about them.
Oh, no.
I know they acting different, but not when it comes to watching sports media, talking about the team.
Look, D'Angelo Russell and them, it was a soap opera, and we talked about him. Not like we talked about him when LeBron was out there.
You know this because you was doing afternoon drive. What was attendance like for the Lakers when they were missing the playoffs?
It wasn't the same. I mean, they filled the stands, but the ticket was not as hot. It wasn't.
I'm saying, if you're saying that, because I don't know the ticket prices, I didn't look into that, but I saw the stands. I was at the games. It was always packed.
Listen.
It's the Lakers.
But in L.A., it works like this. Just for that market, it works like this. New York, Boston, the East Coast towns, when you stink, they still talk about you on the radio all the time. They hate you. There's venom. When you stink in L.A., it's different. They just ignore it. They go do something else. They go to the beach.
But they haven't when it comes to going to Lakers games.
I could just tell you the buzz around the Lakers, the price that you could get for a ticket on the secondary market,
fair.
Everything went down.
I'm not disputing that. I'm just talking about from an optics perspective. When you look into the stands at games, it was always full. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I suspect that'll always be that way. The Lakers and the Knicks, too, by the way.
Yeah,
the Knicks
Chicago. And Chicago.
Right, now, but see, they have captive audiences. Now imagine the NBA. If the Knicks, the Bulls, and the Lakers are good, it's even better.
Okay.
Still much more to talk about on First Take, including panic in Gotham without Zion and if KD would stay by the Bay for a long time. Big Willie Kane joins us next. Coming up Wednesday, we have a great show for you. Who will get the #1 pick in this year's NBA draft? Plus, Knicks superfan Fat Joe will be at the desk with his reaction to the team's lottery pick. And Deontay Wilder will be in studio to tell us if there's a fight with Anthony Joshua on the horizon. First Take, 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.